Hi, I'm Amy, and today we're going to be talking about controlling bleeding. Nita here, we're going to suppose that she has a wound to her arm. First thing we're going to do is if somebody is bleeding, it's always good because you never know whether or not somebody's body fluids are infected, so you want to treat all blood and body fluids as if they are infected, even if you know the victim. So if you have gloves, it's great, don a pair of gloves. If you don't have gloves, you can ask the victim to go ahead and press their hand against the wound. You can use other materials such as t-shirts, a towel that's handy. Kitchen towels are probably the most common thing that people grab in their homes. If you happen to have a first aid kit, which I always highly recommend for people to have in their homes, you can go ahead and press the gauze pad against the wound, applying direct pressure, and most bleeding will stop with direct pressure alone. In order to secure the gauze, it's always nice to have a roller bandage. You place the roller bandage against the wound and gently roll it around until you secure the gauze. It's always good to check for feeling, warmth, and color of the fingers, both before and after you dress the wound. You want to make sure that you're not wrapping the gauze pad too tightly, because if you are, you actually turn the gauze into a tourniquet, which you don't want to do. You never want to apply a tourniquet to any bleeding, no matter how severe it is, unless the decision has been made to sacrifice the limb below the site of the injury. Once you've secured that, and it's always nice to keep the arm elevated, it helps control the flow of blood, try and keep that direct pressure on the wound. If that's not working and it's still bleeding through, you can also, especially with the wound in the arm, there's an artery inside the arm here, and you can find that artery by feeling for the pulse with your fingertips and press that artery against the bone. The victim can very often tell you whether or not you've located, because they should start to feel their fingers tingle and lose a bit of sensation. Nita's nodding her head yes, my fingers are tingling. And then you want to gradually release that periodically, because again, you don't want to completely stop the flow of blood to the arm. You can also apply another gauze pad and have, if you can hold that arm for me. Feel comfortable doing that? And you can always apply more and more direct pressure. If it's a gaping wound, that is, the edges of the wound do not close. If it's bleeding severely, if it appears that it's going to need stitches, I would recommend that the person be transported to the hospital to be looked at by a doctor.